guys? We Bebe kids. Bebe's kids?
Yeah, we don't die, we multiply. Yeah, we don't die, we multiply. Yeah, we don't die, we multiply.
Alright, who's he? He's just a punk. Man, I ain't no punk. Oh, so you down there? Yeah, but whatever. Hey, yo, can we be Bebe's kids?
Everybody want to be a Negro until it's time to be a Negro.
Nah, punk, but you can hang with us for a while. Yeah, alright. That's cool, dude.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God. And the focal point is, the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. Before I proceed, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High Yahawah, only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Single honors to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3. And to the confusion faces in the four corners of the earth. Because there's no such thing as black Hebrew Israelites. Because in slavery, we were shipped all over the world. I grew up, watching, all the satirical movies, right? Because, listen, remember Bebe's kids. Count it as the sands of the sea and the stars of heaven. What he said, we don't die, we multiply. And that is true. There was a scene in 12 Years a Slave when Solomon Northup was sleeping out in the outhouse, so to say. I think it was a barn, probably, where the livestock would stay. And all of us, as Israelite slaves, were sleeping like on the ground on the floor. And I believe there was a woman that grabbed his hand and like touch on him. And she wanted him to go into her. And he was married, of course, but he was a stolen free man and he didn't go into her. But that's what Jake do. Jake could be living in poverty. Jake could be living in the worst conditions. Jake cannot be doing good for him or herself. And lo and behold, she still pop out 5 kids by at least 3 or 4 different men at the most. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the least I should say, because it could be 5 on 5. But we constantly reproduce. We constantly grow. We constantly multiply. Because what did the Lord say in Genesis? He said to be fruitful and multiply, right? But the Lord said only we would be as the sands of the sea and the stars of heaven. So when it said be fruitful and multiply, it really was talking about to us because we are the Lord's people, right? And I'm going to prove that when he said we don't die, we multiply. And that goes back to hardcore bondage. The more affliction that we take as a people, the more we multiply. So just imagine, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even know. They misconstrued the number so many times. I think they said like 1 million. I don't know. Over the course of the voyages. I hate to use that word though. Coming from, whether it's from Africa, Portugal, or Spain, or Haiti, or whatever, or Hispaniola, over into Brazil, scores of us have died. But we constantly keep reproducing. That's why Esau constantly oppresses us, y'all. Because he's afraid. And I'm going to show you that because the same thing happened in Egypt. Exodus chapter 1 verse 1 through 13. Bear with me, y'all, but I have to say all this. Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Pause. Remember, someone was sold into slavery. Joseph, to the Ishmaelites. When there was a famine in the world, so to say, the known world at that time, everybody went to Egypt. Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, went to Egypt with 70 souls. 70 souls he went to Egypt with. That was from his bloodline, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I'm going to read this. Exodus 1 and 2. I'm sorry, 1 and 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel whom came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher, and all the souls that came out, right here, and all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. Why? Because Joseph was sold by his brethren because of a dream he had that his brothers will bow to him, and his father gave him that colorful garment. Makes sense, right? So, continuing on. Verse 6, and Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. So the Pharaoh, you gotta remember, the Pharaoh during that time was Joseph, that was his people. They embraced. You have to read the last couple chapters of Genesis to really get this understanding, right? So the Pharaoh during that time knew of Joseph and knew of us as Israelites. So we were living amongst the heathen. Cool, right? Check this out. Verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, sands of the sea, stars of the heaven, and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty. Woo! And the land was filled with them. Everywhere you go, you're going to say Israelite. I bet you it's a Jake somewhere living in Wisconsin or Wyoming somewhere. And it ain't even got to be a northerner. It could be a southerner. Meaning he could be a so-called Negro. Continuing. Now there arose a new king over Egypt. So remember, the word president, king, emperor, pharaoh are all interchangeable. Okay? Verse 9. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also into our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. That's funny because you're going to oppress us more just in case you go to war and we join your enemies. You think they're going to persuade us to stay with you? The minds of the heathens, right? So, verse 10, this is Exodus 1 and 10. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. The Bible's fake, huh? Okay. Those are treasure cities. But the more this is the point though. We baby kids, right? Check this out. But the more they afflicted them, beat us, harassed us, even unalived us, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. My homeboy said, we don't die, we multiply. Facts. That's another way, you know. I just saw that. I've been thinking about that for some time, but I said, let me do a quick video. So just so you know, when he say that in Bebe's kids, because we are Bebe's kids. What makes us Bebe's kids? Curses. When the Lord give us a new heart, when he put the laws in our inward thought, in our inward parts, you will see YAHAWAH's kids. Or as I speak as a man, Sophia's kids, because Sophia is how you say wisdom in Greek. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? In general. Right? So, Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. That's a cut to a lot of people that say, oh, that's talking about ancient Egypt. To say spiritually Sodom and Egypt, that means that it's not talking about physical Egypt. Because what's the opposite of physical? The spiritual, right? The astral, right? So that's talking about America, because America is that new place where we were held captive. The first place we were held captive. Let me say this again. The first place we were held captive was ancient Egypt. The last place we're going to be held captive is spiritual Egypt. Let that sink in. America spiritually, Egypt and Sodom. We go over this every time we speak about it, but America is spiritually Egypt and Sodom. Egypt, just go back to the word Miriam, which in the Hebrew is pronounced Matazarium, which is defined as double straights. STRAITS, meaning a path of difficulty, or being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I digress. And with that being said, I truly pray you was edified and fed with that little nugget. Reason why we got so many baby kids running around with the diaper sagging, hair ain't done, but their mama look like $1 million Monopoly money. We are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Kwame Allah, Wafla Babal, Shalom.